Greetings, everyone. As the slide says, my name is Jessica Jamai, and I'm currently Assistant City Auditor with the City of Norfolk. I'm going to stay seated because, like Latrina said, I'm nervous, and this is like my barrier for y'all, okay? So I like to call myself a 9-to-5-preneur. That's because I have 10 years of experience in the accounting/auditing profession, and me and my husband both own businesses, a cybersecurity business and an accounting business. So I'm just going to talk through the 4 jobs that I've had in this 10 years of experience, tell you some pros and cons of each, and also the things that I've learned, because I believe there's good and bad in most things, and there's always something to learn. So I started my career as a director of finance with a nonprofit that had 6 business segments, and I had 9 direct reports. I moved to a director of accounting position, also with another nonprofit that had 3 business segments, and I had 4 direct reports. Then I started with the city in the accounting supervisor position with the City of Norfolk. I was responsible for 5 divisions and 3 funds with 5 direct reports. Now I'm in the city auditor's office, what I do consider to be my best job ever. My boss is in here. No, but seriously, I do consider it to be my best job ever. And we are responsible for the internal audit function of 68 departments, and I have no direct reports, no more babysitting. Let's move to the good, the bad, and the lessons learned. Pros with my first job, I had direct communication with the head of the organization. They were flexible with time, and I had the authority to make decisions with management confidence. Some of the things I didn't like, it was lots of responsibility early in my career, the pay, and office politics. What I learned is that there's no textbook solutions. You're not going to be able to pull out your textbooks and go to page such and such and figure it out. And just because you're educated, it does not make you the most knowledgeable person in the room. I started when I was there, someone else had been there for 12 years. So the leg up she had on me was the internal knowledge of the business. And she actually took me under her wings and kept me from making a lot of mistakes. Moving to my second job, what I like, more pay, less responsibilities. And the only thing I really didn't like, they required too many on-site hours. What I learned is ask follow-up questions in the interview, because just like they're interviewing you, you're interviewing them, and the company might not be a good fit for you. And it might be a red flag if a company says we're like family. Moving to my third job, more pay, days off with days off. Whenever I put in time, I didn't have to worry about being contacted during that time that I had took off. And I also like policy. We like to think, some of us from the employee standpoint, we think that policy is just there to protect the employer, but it also protects you if you're within policy. What I did not like was the environment. There was long hours with no flex, and it was very compartmentalized, where in my job now, in my first job, I got to see a lot of everything. And that job, it was like, these are your duties. When you get finished with your duties, repeat your duties. And I don't like that. I like learning new stuff. And what I learned is that policy is your friend, and money is not what's most important. I was making the most that I had been making, but I was the most unsatisfied because of that environment. Moving to my last job, my current job, more pay. Y'all getting the trend here? And there's no typical day in the office. Being responsible for 68 departments, sometimes there's things we don't know about the department, so we have to learn in order to audit them. Con, because I had to come up with one, is a lack of authority. With my title, I don't have the authority to tell people to do things, but I do have the influence to help them make decisions. So what I learned is that office politics are part of the territory, which is not necessarily a bad thing. And titles give you authority, however, you always have influence, and you should use it. Key takeaways, it's really up to you. What you like to do, what makes your gears grind, but some things to consider are the pay/benefits, know your number, and be able to justify that number. Be sure to intern, because you do not want to get hit with the tagline, you have no experience. It's so depressing. So I'm forever grateful for my first employer for giving me that opportunity. Understand that pay is not always monetary, so have a little bit of wiggle room with that number that you have. What are the working hours? Are they set 9 to 5 with a flex 7:30 to 4:30, or 24/7? Or do you get to create your own hours as long as you meet the 40-hour? What are your responsibilities? Is it one specific function like accounts payable, payroll, retirement? Do you lead the audits from the auditee standpoint or the auditor standpoint, or is it all of those things mixed in one plus because of other duties as assigned? What is the environment/culture? I left my third job in the city because I didn't like the environment, but I stayed with the city because I love the city's culture. Networking opportunities. Do they allow you to join professional organizations like AGA or IIA? Do they allow you to go to conferences, which is also a learning opportunity? Do they offer continuing education? Do they do tuition reimbursement? And remember that networking is not just external. You should network with the people inside your organization. So be friendly, build a rapport, smile, say hey to people as you meet them in passing. Your job title. Remember, job titles give you authority, but you always have your influence. Even though authority sometimes just makes it easier. Like, do it because I said do it. But ultimately, if you do decide to go with the government, you need to figure out, is that going to be local government, state government, or federal government? If you're interested in the opportunities that the city has, you can visit norfolk.gov and scroll down to the middle of the page and you'll see our jobs link. Thank you for listening, or at least making it appear as if you were, I can tell. and I hope I truly said something that'll help you along your journey.